we go. Okay. Hi, Shaun. Thanks for taking the time tonight to have this interview with me and the Nashua Children's Home.
Of course, I'm super happy to be here. It sounds like your kids have some cool questions, and I'm hoping I can help answer them.
All right, let's get started. So my first question comes from Jaren, and Jaren wonders what it's like working for the Wizards of the Coast.
Ooh, that's a pretty good first question, Jaren. Let's see. What's it like working at Wizards from the Coast? It's awesome. It's super cool. My job, I do business development, which means I talk to other companies that aren't Wizards of the Coast about how cool it would be if we worked together. And I really like collaborating, and Wizards of the Coast collaborates and works really well as a team together. And that's like one of my favorite things about it.
Oh, that's great. Actually, that leads into a question from Dan. And Dan was hoping you'd actually talk about the collaboration and teamwork between the artists and story writers.
Sure. I mean, even thinking about other teams as well, but I'll try to focus on those two. Everybody at Wizards of the Coast is really good at doing at least one thing, right? Sometimes we have illustrators that are just phenomenal artists, and sometimes we've got really great storytellers who can come up with just like the most amazing tale you've ever heard, but they don't know how to draw very well. And the best part about collaborating is when you have an end product that's just super cool, like you've got a magic card with great art and really awesome like things that the card can do, or like a D&D campaign where there's like adventure and suspense and action and all that stuff, is that can only happen when you have a bunch of different people that are all really good at one thing, and we all come together and we get to share the thing we're really good at with each other. And at the end we get to just make this really awesome thing. It's kind of like how like a burger, like, you can have the best bun in the world, but if you don't have like a good list of ingredients to put inside the bun, it's not going to be a very good burger. Like we go through and we make sure that everybody's really good at doing one thing, and then you combine it together and you've just got this really awesome thing.
Thanks. So I was actually wondering, what's it like in your break room or during lunch?
So our break room is really cool. It's probably one of the coolest lunchrooms out there. We have a little cafeteria where you can go and get like soup and sandwiches and drinks and coffee and stuff. But then our break room is kind of like the whole bottom floor of the building. It almost looks like a school cafeteria because there's a bunch of tables, except all of our tables have these really cool play mats with art of like dragons and monsters and stuff on them. And all the tables have dice and pencils and paper. And anytime you go down there throughout the day, not even lunchtime, everybody's playing Magic or D&D. We're like really encouraged to play games at work, which is super awesome. There's a whole separate section of the room that has couches, and people are always there playing like Rock Band and like Destiny and Halo and stuff like that. And then we've got a whole other section which has like gaming PCs that are set up, and people can hang out there and play like PC games and stuff too. And it doesn't just have to be at lunchtime.
Wow. So what kind of advice can you give someone who wants to work for the Wizards or another gaming company?
That's a question that I actually get a lot. And I think the one most important thing to think about is just try to find what you like to do. And don't worry so much about working at a gaming company. To really try to find a thing that you like to do, right? Because we have somebody that handles our Twitter account, and they just really like social media and they got really good at it. So then they can come do social media at a gaming company. So we always try to hire people, like I talked about in collaborating. We try to find people that are really good at a thing. So just find a thing you're really good at and try to do that. And then once you do, we obviously really like to hire people that like playing games too. So as long as you're good at something and like playing games, I think you're a good fit.
Perfect. My next question comes from Dom. Dom is wondering, how are the magic cards created?
Oh, I don't have enough time to give you the full answer because it's a really long process. But just know that there's a couple different teams that kind of all work at the same time. And at the end, they produce the magic cards that you get to play with. And there's like two main teams, and one of them focuses on what are the cards going to look like, and one of them focuses on what are the cards going to do, right? So sometimes the second team, the team that figures out what cards do, they'll say, we need a card that does damage to a creature. And then the art team will go, oh, that's easy. We'll just make a lightning bolt or a fireball or something really cool. And sometimes the art team will come up with a cool look and they'll say, this is awesome. Can you figure out what this card does? We just know that it looks like this. Yeah. And then at the end, everybody does their thing they're really good at, and then magic cards come out. It's great.
And how long does it take to do that?
It can take sometimes up to like 3 years before a set comes
Wow.
out. Like when the cards first show up at the store, they started their journey about 3 years ago with people thinking about what they were going to be.
Wow. That's a lot of planning. All right. So my next question comes from Chris. Chris is an avid magic collector and player. He is wondering, how do you create a creature enchant with a 2020?
Hmm, that's a great question. I think the easiest way to create a creature enchant with a +20/+20 would actually be to find an enchant that does +X/+X and then try to get X to be 20. I'm thinking you could use something like exoskeletal armor, which is +X/+X, or you could use aspect of the wolf, which is also a creature enchant that's +X/+X. And then you just have to find a way to get it up to 20.
Wow. That is so cool. Thank you. This next question comes from a D&D player and a DM. This is from Zan, and Zan wants to know, what is the best race and class combo for D&D that you can think of?
It's a great question, Zan. I love anytime I get questions from dungeon masters. As a dungeon master myself, I know that we're on the same page here. I think the best combo is probably, if you're just talking purely strength, I know that there's a tiefling assassin in one of my campaigns, and he's so, my friend Jesse plays him, and he's so strong. And every time I try to throw stronger and stronger monsters at him, he sneaks up behind it and he backstabs it and he kills it in like one round of combat. And I need to find a bigger, scarier monster, I guess, because he's too strong.
Great, thanks. Lizzie wants to know what your favorite D&D character is that you've ever made.
It's got to be my first character. I used to play a human paladin whose name was Verkir Brynock, and my older brother was my dungeon master when I was a kid. He taught me how to play D&D. And I mean, I think I was maybe 8 years old when I first created that character, and I ended up playing him for almost 10 years, like well into high school. I was still playing that character. So definitely my first one was my favorite.
Cool, thank you. Ava is wondering, do you get to test the games before they are sold to make sure they are okay?
That's a very good question. Thanks for asking that one, Ava. We do get to test them. It's actually, it's not even that we're like, it's a privilege that we get to test them. We actually sort of like really want, we like ask and almost force our employees to test them because we don't want to release a game that we haven't tested yet, right? So we get to sometimes play with magic cards before they come out. And obviously they haven't been printed off the printer yet. So we just have like temporary versions that we've made on our own printer at the office. And then when a new D&D book is coming out, we'll get to play the new characters and classes before they come out. And if it's a video game, it's really cool. We'll set up a bunch of computers and everybody will show up and we'll all play the game together against each other, and give feedback and notes and hopefully make sure we can release the best game possible.
That's great. Thank you. My final question comes from me, and I'm wondering, what's next and what can we look forward to from Wizards of the Coast?
We have a lot of really cool stuff we're working on. I can't talk about a lot of it, but one of my favorite things that we're doing right now, we're going to have a lot of things coming out soon. We've announced a few of these, so you might even be able to go find them if you Google them. But we're working with a lot of other companies that make cool games that we like, and a lot of other companies out there that make different games love our games. Unsurprisingly, everybody that makes games is a big gamer. We love to make games. So we're trying to find ways we can collaborate where we can put Wizards of the Coast games in other games and have those games put their stuff into our game. So we have an upcoming set of magic cards coming out, which is going to feature some Fortnite characters. So we're putting some of the cool iconic Fortnite skins and characters into Magic the Gathering cards. And then we have, we're going to do it the other way too. So we have some games coming out from other companies that are going to feature some of the iconic D&D and Magic characters as well.
No kidding. That's pretty cool. Oh, I have some artwork to show you from the kids. Do you want to take a look?
Yeah, I'd love to. Sounds great.
Okay, so I'm going to share my screen with you and see what
I'll
we
let you
got.
know when I can see it.
Okay, can you see it?
Oh yeah, I can.
All right, awesome. So we're looking at my 8th grade group, and this is their character sketches for a simulated Dungeons and Dragons campaign.
These are really cool. I love, it looks like the character in the top left has an eye patch. So that's really funny. I think I had a character with an eye patch once that was like a pirate, but I love this character's hoodie in the top right. I used to have a hoodie just like this with like all the different colored panels and stuff on it. That's a really cool design. It looks like we've got a princess here. These are all awesome. These are really good.
Thank you. All right, I'm going to show you my sixth and seventh graders now. Okay.
These are awesome. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I can anytime I see cool character art like this, I try to imagine like what kind of character it's going to be for. Um, I love I love this guy in the bottom left who's like super strong. He's got like giant arm muscles and big abs. He looks
Yeah.
like he could be like a barbarian or something, like a real strong man. I love the wings on this character in the top right. These are super fun. It looks like she has like two different wings going
She
on.
does. Yeah, she does. You nailed it. And the really fun part about this assignment is that it's an extension of their identities. So they put a little bit of themselves into these characters.
I'm guessing there's somebody that really loves pugs. I love the pug king in the bottom right. He's so funny. He's got like the pug crown. He's got pugs on his armor. He's holding a pug staff. This is really funny. These are great.
All right, my last set is from my youngest crowd, the fourth and fifth grade classroom.
Oh, they made magic
And
cards.
yeah,
These are so
magic
cool.
cards. Yeah, what do you think?
Oh my gosh, these are great. I love I mean, I like immediately knew that these were magic cards. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Um I love this. Oh man, this lava monster has like, is this watercolor?
Oh,
These
you noticed?
backgrounds there.
Yeah, we used watercolor crayons to make these.
Oh, these are super cool. I love the backgrounds on the ones that have backgrounds. These
Did
are
a
really
great
cool.
job. Yeah.
It looks
Hey,
like these your students, it looks like they've actually played a game of Magic or two in their day, because these look like they could be real
I think,
cards.
yeah, a couple of them have for sure. And some of them are collectors. Yeah. And thank you so much for taking a look. I think the kids are going to love hearing from you. So,
Yeah, of course. It's been fun.
all right. Hey, you take care. And thanks so much for your time tonight.
Awesome. It's good to talk to you, and tell your students keep on playing.
Okay. Thank you, Shaun.
Alrighty.